Lakerland has been rough lately. Take you back over the last few games. Beef stew. None too pleased with the shot he took to the eye from LeBron James. Both ejected. LeBron then suspended a game. Lakers did come back and beat the Pistons. Man, oh man. Then you got that game against Indiana where they won in overtime, 124 to 116 with LeBron coming back. But then on Friday night, they went and took triple overtime to eventually lose to the Sacramento Kings, the Aaron Fox and company having one of their best signature moments of the season. But take a look at the Lakers' struggles. Not only are they under 500 at the quarter mark of the season, but it's their defense. Remember, they were one of the best defensive teams a couple of years ago when they won a championship. And they're blowing leads. They've lost 7 games already when leading by double figures. That's tied for most in the NBA. So before they take on the Pistons in the rematch of LeBron versus Beef Stew tonight, LeBron was asked, what's wrong?
We obviously would not like to be one game under 500 with, a fourth into the season. But we know we got more room to improve. We got a lot more room to improve. And, we haven't been, full, to start the season. And obviously I haven't played many games, and guys have been in and out of the lineup. We still have 2 of our guys that haven't played at all yet, in TA and K-Nunn. But it make no mistake, we still got to play, Laker basketball. We still got to defend at a high level. We got to share the ball offensively, not turn the ball over. Obviously tonight, horrible turnovers on my part. I feel like I played a horrible game individually, and I hold myself to a higher standard than that. So, I got to be better for this team, even especially when we're going through what we're going through right now out on the floor.
All right, so LeBron and company, they haven't spent much time on the court together, but you kind of looked at the makeup of this roster, Sean, over the summer saying, okay, this is a roster that's built to withstand issues and the age that it had because they have all this depth and all these different parts that they can plug in just to get LeBron, AD, and Russ to the playoffs.
Well, the Lakers are doing things that you really don't see veteran teams doing, and that's turning the ball over, not finishing, being sloppy, not coming through. Their three-point shooting is just really hurting them. Other than Carmelo Anthony, I'm not so sure there's anyone on the team that plays significant minutes knocking down those three-point shots. But this is a sort of like a glass half full, half empty situation. We've pointed out the bad things about the Lakers and why they're in this spot. Obviously, LeBron has missed some games too. But at the moment of truth, if LeBron James is healthy and Anthony Davis is healthy, come springtime, is all this forgotten?
Well, yes, and that typically has been the answer, right, Smitty, with LeBron James-led teams, but with no disrespect to the other teams who played in the Eastern Conference alongside LeBron all those years, this is different. And yeah, there's 2 extra spots to make the play-in, but playing this type of basketball puts you in a dicey scenario where come March and early April, LeBron's going to be asked to play big, significant minutes heading into the playoffs for this team to position themselves in a favorable spot.
Jared, to your point, we came into this season saying, are they too old? And sometimes you look at it and it's answered, right? Whether or not. But you showed me a stat there. You said, I think it was the 7 games where they had double-digit leads.
Yep, and lost.
That's inexperienced teams do that. This is one of the most experienced teams. When you figure a team with this many veterans, this type of caliber, if you have a lead, no matter which 2 stars are out, you still have Russ, you have Rondo, you have Melo, you have AD, you have LeBron. You have enough experience to win games when I think you said double digits, right?
Yep.
And then another stat for me is they've played in 5 overtime games. A couple of them was back-to-back. Mm-hmm. I don't see veteran teams.
Nope.
Because that means that's a close game if you go into overtime. Usually you pull these type of games out. So for me, yes, if they're healthy, you don't want to see the Los Angeles Lakers. But if they're in 7th place, I don't know.
They're a little bit in trouble.
This is what we've all said, most analysts, most guys have played. Anthony Davis has to be the best player on the Lakers in the regular season.
Well, I think you had said, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you had said in the preseason that for the Lakers to be in championship contention, we're looking at a potential MVP caliber season from Anthony Davis.
Yes, he has to be in that talk, and that means he's on the best player on the best teams because he usually goes that way in the regular season. Right now is, yes, he's been injured, so we're waiting. But you can't win with Anthony Davis injured playing at this level, the way he's shooting the basketball. Is he playing bad? He's still an all-star, one of the best players in the league. But for the Lakers, everything has to go through Anthony Davis to get to the playoffs, and then LeBron take you home.
Well,
that's got to be the recipe.
Look at this stat here from Stat News on Twitter. And to sum this up, if you don't feel like taking an eye test and reading all of this, it's Anthony Davis right now is on a historic pace, unable to shoot a mid-range, a jumper, or a three. He cannot shoot the basketball right now.
He's shooting like Anthony Davis at Kentucky when he hardly took any shots. And basically, he was helping Kentucky win on defense. When he started his NBA career in New Orleans, he only took 27 three-point shots in his first 3 years. Now the Gentry challenged him to spread his shooting range. And all of a sudden, he became a decent three-point shooter. But the last couple years, and particularly this season, Smitty, I mean, it's been... You rarely see that from a player of his status, a scorer from his status. Usually, if you're averaging 24, 25 points a game, you're a decent three-point shooter. Unless you're DeMar DeRozan, you don't even take them. But Anthony Davis, this has been troubling, to say the least.
And I would say, just watching their games, in the past, especially when me and Jared in the bubble was watching him in the championship run, they were wide open three-point shots, and it's a totally different. These are contested three-point shots, and there's nobody other than Steph is pretty good at shooting contested threes, him and Damian Lillard and others. But I want to see Anthony Davis. The question is, again, is he their center? Is he their power forward? I don't care. I want to see him on the block, drawing double teams and getting easier shots for other players. That's the way to